Alright guys, so after a mediocre summer, I'm glad to hear that Toy Story 4 is already here, and I'm glad to hear that it's actually a really good movie. So yeah, I'm gonna go see Child's Play. Not Child's Play, I'm sorry, I saw Child's Play last night. I'm gonna go see Toy Story 4 in Dolby, so I'm really excited about this movie. Of course, I'm wearing this Toy Story shirt I got. It has like all the characters on the sleeve. So I'm really excited for this movie. It's getting really good reviews, raving reviews actually. So let's go check this one out, and I hope it's great. So let's go. Put over at AMC. Let's go inside the theater. Snacked up. Let's go. Alright guys, so I saw Toy Story 4, I saw it in Dolby, so of course we'll talk about that Dolby experience afterwards, but anyways, not the best move wearing a long sleeve shirt in the summer, but I'm wearing my Toy Story shirt, so of course it has the characters on the side, so I really like the shirt, but again, not the best idea wearing it over the summer. But anyways, Toy Story 4, it's out. It's something that I never thought was going to be made, and nothing that I really wanted to be made, just because I thought that that third movie ended so perfectly. But you know, we already know the story about this movie. Bonnie makes a toy spork named Forky, and this toy spork means a lot to Bonnie. And he gets lost, and Woody goes and find him, just because Woody knows how much this toy means to Bonnie. And they go on this fun adventure, and then one thing leads to another. They run into Bo Peep, which is her first appearance since the second movie. And you know, Toy Story 4, when it comes to the Toy Story franchise overall, I love the movies so much. Obviously, everybody loves Toy Story movies. I grew up on those movies. I actually have the first one on a VHS cassette, and the second one I don't have, but I remember I used to watch it a lot when I went over to my cousin's house. They had the VHS for that, and I remember when they re-released Toy Story 1 and 2 in 3D theatrically, I went to opening day and I saw those movies for the first time in theaters, and it meant a lot to me. And then it was like a few months before Toy Story 3 came out, and I saw Toy Story 3 opening day. So I remember that day so perfectly clear, and I loved it. And in my opinion, Toy Story 3 is the best Toy Story movie. You know, it's really hard to actually choose a Toy Story movie. So if you ask me what my favorite Toy Story movie is, I'm gonna have a hard time answering that question, because you know, all the Toy Story movies are already good, and now we have Toy Story 4, so it's pretty damn impressive what this franchise accomplished. And Toy Story 4, if you were to ask me, Toy Story 4 is definitely the deepest Toy Story movie, the most personal Toy Story movie, the funniest Toy Story movie, thanks to the new Key and Peele characters, and Forky, who is really funny in this movie. Actually, he made me laugh so much in this movie. And some may argue it's also the saddest, which I guess is up for debate. If I'm being quite honest with you, it's really up there. The movie, I was really impressed with this movie. This is mainly Woody's movie. And I really love that about this movie. I thought that, you know, before watching Toy Story 4, my favorite character has always been Buzz Lightyear. But after watching Toy Story 4, my new favorite character in this franchise, aside from Sporky, or Forky, whatever his name is Woody. Because Woody, in this character, he has such a beautiful character arc. They expand on Woody's character much more. And it's just so damn impressive what they do with this movie, what they accomplish with this movie. And this movie just exactly pretty much follows the perfect Pixar formula for any Pixar movie. It basically follows that formula, and it gives us a movie that surprisingly you're going to care about so much, because the story is just there. You care about the characters already. You care about Woody a lot more in this movie. and you're really into the movie. One thing I should note though is that this movie is really dialogue heavy. Like there's this movie, well, of course every movie relies on good writing, but this movie especially relies on a ton of dialogue. Like when I think of Toy Story, of a Toy Story movie, I think of these characters going and and getting themselves into wacky scenarios and going on fun adventures. And yeah, this movie has that. This movie has a lot of adventure and everything, but this movie is very dialogue heavy, and I knew that because some of the kids around me kind of looked a little bored while watching this movie. But it's not that the movie is boring. Not at all. Personally, I had fun watching this movie, especially because the movie it relies a lot on the dialogue to entertain you. This movie feels like it was made more for an adult audience than for the kid audience right now. Because it really felt like this movie was made more for everyone who grew up watching the original Toy Story movies. And since everybody who grew up watching the Toy Story movies back then, they're either my age or they're much older adults. So this movie really feels made like it was made more for an adult audience. And yet it still has a G rating, which again, it doesn't really matter because everything in this movie pretty much works. Personally, if you were to ask me what things they could have done better with this movie, there are some things that I thought that they could have tweaked a little bit and made them perhaps a bit better, especially towards the ending. And also the villain of this movie, Gabby Gabby, that's her name. I really thought that her villain, she was an okay villain, but to me, she didn't feel like a threat to any of the toys. For me, she wasn't a Lotso. Lotso was actually a threat in Toy Story 3. And to me, she didn't really feel like a threat to any of the characters in this movie. And personally, I see why her character was there. I can't say why her character was there because it's like a spoiler. So go see this movie and you'll see why her character exists in this movie in the first place. But personally, I thought that her character could have been a tad better, and of course, some things they could have done at least a bit more better. I also forgot to talk about Keanu Reeves' character in this movie, Duke Kaboom, who was extremely entertaining in this movie. I really want more of these new characters. We have is it a bear? The bear and duck character that Key and Peele play, and Sporky and Duke Kaboom and Gabby Gabby. We get all these new characters that are all really fun in their own ways. So overall, the movie just wraps up beautifully. The movie it made a lot of people cry in my theater. It's a really sad ending, but at the same time, I think that this is more satisfying than the third one when it comes to the ending of the movie. But anyways, I've been so conflicted on my grade for this movie. I don't know whether I want to go up a bit higher, but as of for right now, having watched the movie only once, of course, I'd say that this movie is definitely worth watching on a full price admission day. And with that being said, I'm going to give Toy Story 4 an A-. I wanted to go a tad higher. Maybe on a rewatch, I will rewatch this movie soon. I don't know when, but I will rewatch soon, and maybe on a rewatch, I might love the movie even more. But as of now, I want to keep it safe with an A-, because that's how I feel about the movie right now. But yeah, I did see this one in Dolby. And oh my god, guys, I forgot to talk about the animation in this movie. The animation in this movie is just so detailed. It's impressive to see how Pixar got from the animation in Toy Story 1 to the animation in Toy Story 4, which this is the best animation I have ever seen in my whole life. The animation here is so detailed and it's so realistic, and seeing this type of animation that only Pixar could possibly make, seeing it on a 4K Dolby Vision display was just amazing. It looks even more detailed and even more realistic, and the Dolby Atmos sound, the channels are pretty active through the movie. They use some overhead speakers once in a while. So Dolby, if you want to watch this movie the best way you could possibly can, go for a Dolby showing because it really stands out a lot more. And like I said, the animation in this movie is the best animation that not just that Pixar has ever produced, but the best animation that I have ever seen in my life, period. But anyways, go see Toy Story 4. It's a really great movie. You guys are going to love this movie. So anyways, have you guys seen Toy Story 4? I assume you guys have. But if you guys seen it, tell me what you guys thought about it in the comment section down below. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.